I don't know, what are we waiting for? Christmas? Me and my best friend do that all the time, by the way. Anything that we don't like, we go, minus. He was our whole childhood. He was, growing up in the US, all of his movies. It's what we grew up with. My favorite female actress is Madhuri. She's like my biggest inspiration when I was a kid. The audition for Fargo came to me. I initially turned down the audition because I thought that I couldn't do it, that this show has opened up so many doors for people. It's also just shown the industry in Hollywood that, you can have a show that centers and has leading characters that look like us, and it can be successful.
Hi Richa, thank you so much for talking to us and welcome to the Quint.
Thank you, I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited to talk to you. Before we started rolling, you were telling me that you lived in Mumbai for a while, right?
Yeah.
I would love to know about that.
Yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago, but also when I come here now, I feel like no time has gone by at all. It was about 8 years ago I came here. I was here for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And I did not know anybody. I didn't know anybody in the industry. Right. I was like a fish out of water. It was like very foreign for me, but it had been a lifelong dream to work in Indian cinema. So right. I had a calling to come. And beyond just pursuing work here, it was something that was so important for me to just live in India and really connect to my culture on that level. I have so many friends that I've made here that are still like my lifelong friends, and I just met one of them yesterday, and even though I haven't seen her in like 5 years, it's like no time has gone by at all. And that's what I love about the city, is really it's the people.
Coming back to your show, Never Have I Ever, even on that, we believe that you and Purna are really close friends, right?
Yes.
So what do you think that really cemented your relationship from co-stars to this great friendship that you guys share?
It's a lot of things. It's just her. She's just an incredible person. She understands me on a level that I think most people don't understand me, and I think it's vice versa. And she also just has the best sense of humor. She makes me laugh so much. She had been working for a very long time before this, and I had been also working towards a show like this for a long time, but we both experienced the success of the show and what it did for our careers at the same time. So we were going through that journey together.
Also, the show has been, it's been lauded for the South Asian representation, right? And I also feel like whenever Mindy's name is attached to a show, she's someone who's really changing the narrative when it comes to South Asian representation. So as someone from there, do you think the scripts that are coming to you, the characters that are now being fleshed out for South Asian communities, do you think there's been a switch in that?
To be honest, first of all, I haven't been able to really accept a lot of scripts because we've been, we have a contract to do this show for so many years, and only as of recently, now I'm free to do other things. But I know for a fact that this show has opened up so many doors for people, and not just actors, but writers and directors and producers. And it's also just shown the industry in Hollywood that, you can have a show that centers and has leading characters that look like us, and it can be successful. Mindy is a genius, but we have, aside from Mindy, we have a whole writer's room, and everybody just brought their authentic experience, and I'm speaking about the writers, they just brought their truth to it. And I think that's why, even beyond just the South Asian characters, like every character, people all around the world have been able to relate to different characters for different reasons, and it's because of how authentic the writing was, coming from real life experiences. Even the whole storyline with the grief, both Lang Fisher, who's the co-creator of the show, and Mindy, both lost a parent at a young age, so they understand grief on such a real level, and that's why it has been so impactful.
What is the one thing that you've learned from your character in the show that you'd like to kind of imbibe into you, like you as Richa?
There's a lot of similarities between me and Kamala, and her learning to use her voice and speak her truth and just stand up for herself. It has been like a lifelong struggle for me. So I really feel like I've grown alongside of her.
Just moving away a little bit from the show, while I was just reading up a little bit about you, what caught my eye was your Instagram bio. Injustice anywhere is threat to justice everywhere, right?
I can't take credit for that. That's an MLK quote.
Yes. I mean, it's something that you believe in.
It's what I believe in,
right?
Yes.
So as an actor, as someone who is in the power of position of influencing or having opinions, right? How important do you think it is for people to kind of use this power?
I think it's such a personal thing. I don't think anybody should feel pressure to talk about anything. If anything, I think that can be dangerous, because then there's so much pressure on people with any platform to be knowledgeable and educated about every single crisis in the world, and then they feel compelled to speak about it, because if they don't speak about it, then people ask them, why aren't you talking about this? And that leads to misinformation and inauthenticity. So that's something that I'm still learning and still trying to navigate, because I have felt that pressure, but I've come to the point where if and when I really do believe in something, and I feel like I know enough to talk about it and not mislead anybody, then I will, because I do think I feel so lucky to have a platform where I can raise awareness about things and actually make a difference. If anything, I just think it's an opportunity, but I don't think it should be a requirement.
If I could take you back to when you just started off, when you got this show, right? How do you think you've evolved from being the Richa that you were when you started the show to today as you sit here?
I'm the exact same Richa. I'm still awkward and nervous and say weird things. But, if anything, it's just opened up doors for me, and it's been such an honor and a privilege, and something that I myself have always wanted to see was a show like this. And now, as an actor, to have been able to do this, I feel like I have the privilege to be a lot more picky about things now, and continue to do the work that I'm passionate about. Yeah.
And you've picked a fab show to do the next one, Fargo Season 5.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So have you already started shooting for it?
Yeah, so we actually finished shooting just before I came here. I was shooting for the last 6 months in the coldest climate in the world, in Canada. And that will come out later this year.
How did you land Fargo?
So I was filming the last season of Never Have I Ever, and the audition for Fargo came to me, and they were actually specifically looking for an Indian actress for this character. And every single Indian actress in town was auditioning for it. I initially turned down the audition because I thought that I couldn't do it. I won't say what the role is, but I can say that she has a Minnesota accent, which is a very specific accent that I had never even heard in my entire life.
I'm thinking what that sounds like in my head.
They say a lot of like, oh yeah, the weather is real cold, So it's very different from Kamala's accent. And when I saw that, and it was like a really difficult audition with like many pages of very technical dialogue with that accent, and I was shooting Never Have I Ever. And I just told my manager, I was like, I can't do it. They're never going to cast me. They're not going to believe me as this character. Like, I don't want to waste my time. And he was like, there's no way you're passing up an audition for Fargo. It's one of the most prestigious shows out there. So it was more like because I didn't want him to fire me that I did the audition.
So I'm going to ask you quick 5 questions, right? Okay. Your favorite Bollywood actor, male and female?
My favorite female actress is Madhuri. She is like my biggest inspiration when I was a kid. She was the reason I ever wanted to become an actress. And male, Shah Rukh. I mean, he was our whole childhood. He was, growing up in the US, all of his movies, it's what we grew up with. And he was like the ideal, romantic partner. He just brings so much life to the screen. I can't answer this question. It's like beyond words.
Yeah. Which is your favorite film?
Devdas.
Oh, interesting. Okay, what is it about that film?
Madhuri.
Yes.
And I'm also a Kathak dancer, so
yes.
And I come from Pandit Biju Maharaj's lineage, so watching that movie and watching what I had grown up doing, it was like one part of my life, and then watching it in movies was something that was so exciting, and also wanting to become an actor my whole life. It was something that like really inspired me.
Bollywood character that you relate with the most?
I don't know if I relate to any of them that much, to be honest, but I just love Kareena Kapoor in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. I like quote her all the time.
You do? Which one?
I don't know. What are we waiting for? Christmas? Me and my best friend do that all the time, by the way. Anything that we don't like, we go, minus.
If there was like an Indian director that you had a chance to work with, who would that be?
Zoya Akhtar.
Wow. Nice.
Thank
you so much for talking to us, and good luck for everything you're setting out to do.
Thank you so much. It was so wonderful.